Hello there, and welcome to Geek Speak. My name is Nath, and today I'm doing something in Pokemon that I can't do in real life. I'm battling animals for experience and money. Now, in the real world, such behaviours would be considered cruel, unusual, and frankly illegal. Thankfully, that is where gaming somewhat comes to the rescue and lets us use our big yellow mouse to electrocute that giant bejazzled starfish and take money from the swimmer that we just beat while riding on the back of a massive water dragon. This random train of thought got me to thinking about things that I would like to be available in real life from the gaming world. So without further ado, here are 7 gaming tropes that I sometimes wish existed IRL. It must be said that as a person living with visual impairment, I can have the odd clumsy moment. So living in a world with no fall damage, for me, would be absolutely great. Platforming games such as Astro Bot and the wonderful LEGO series are certainly made much more accessible with the removal of the usual laws of physics. So if I want to take Iron Man and jump off the top of the Avengers Tower in order to save a few seconds of gameplay, I can do so without turning Mr. Stark into a broken pile of bricks. This would not only save me lots of time in the real world, but would also save my aching joints and muscles a lot of pain for those moments where I misjudge my footing and fall down, or in some cases up, the stairs at work. I'd be able to explore the moors and the mountains of England without the concern of becoming a cautionary tale on the 6 o'clock news. Joking aside, one of the best elements of escaping into the gaming world is that we are able to experience things that in real life we never could. It's wish fulfillment to the nth degree, and I am totally here for it. Our second entry this week stems from my inability to pack shopping bags properly. On more than one occasion, I have caught a sympathetic look from the cashier at my local supermarket as they watch me haplessly wrestle with the plastic bags that I brought from home as I try to squeeze in that last tin of soup because I refuse to pay another 30 pence for a spare carrier. I am of course talking about infinite pockets. A good example of the Mary Poppins inventory system is in the Pokemon series of games, as despite my protagonist quite clearly only having one rucksack, I am somehow inexplicably able to contain 99 potions, 150 Ultra Balls, 27 different TMs, 3 fossils, a bike, 4 different fishing rods, and an entire greengrocer's worth of berries. While maybe lacking in realism, man oh man would this be a convenient thing to have in the real world. Never again would I have to jump up and down on my suitcase because I want to take my entire wardrobe on holiday with me. The weekly shop would be a breeze, and moving house would be a one-trip affair. So, to any mad scientists out there listening, please, I would really like a TARDIS backpack at your earliest convenience. And speaking of convenience, entry number 3 would forever end the daily commute on public transport. Fast travel has become a staple of the large open-world sandbox genre, allowing you to teleport thousands of in-game kilometres in the blink of a loading screen. In truth, games have become so large that sometimes we can't realistically walk everywhere, and so having a way from going from point A to point B without using all of our digital shoe leather is essential. It also saves me getting lost, as I did on my Skyrim navigation challenge that is currently up on the channel. My point is, of all of the gaming life hacks, instant transportation is probably the one that most of us would pick if we could. All that time saved that I could invest into something meaningful and enriching, like clearing my ever-growing back catalogue of games I still need to finish. I crunched the numbers the other day and discovered that if I could fast travel in the real world, I would save myself 6 hours a week on my commute to work, around £50 a month on public transport. I would be late to 100% less of meetings, and I would have travelled to at least 40 new countries this year, making a grand total of, 40 countries. And on the subject of statistics, entry number 4 is quite possibly the nerdiest thing on this list, but I would love it if real life came with gaming statistics. I would love to see what my charisma, dexterity and experience levels currently are at. As a person who is driven by self-improvement and awareness, I would find it incredibly helpful to see how close I am to levelling up my cooking ability from a level 1 novice to a level 78 Gordon Ramsay, or to see a mere button press how close to 0% the durability of my favourite hoodie is, so that I can repair and replace it ahead of time. It's playing games such as Final Fantasy, Skyrim and Pokemon that have fostered this fascination with metrics and stats. I find it ridiculously satisfying trying to train a team of over-leveled pocket monsters with a great balance of elemental matchups, defensive and offensive options at the ready. Even choosing whether to teach my level 72 Vaporeon Ice Beam or Hydro Pump is an exercise in calculation, as one has a chance of inflicting a negative status effect, while the other is less accurate but significantly more powerful. While this might not be everybody's cup of tea, I can think a few things as satisfying as a good old stat session. In my spare time, I can often be found roaming around outside with my Polaroid camera in my hand, trying to snap the perfect shot of something beautiful and naturey. Unfortunately, nature does have a nasty habit of not staying still for my photocentric designs, and the flawless snapshot that I'm trying to capture is often spoiled by a sudden change of light, a careless passerby, or a creature, great or small, that decides it doesn't feel like saying cheese for the strange man crouching behind the shrubbery of Dartmoor. Well, in say Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for example, I do not need to worry about missing that perfect shot, because entering the game's fantastic photo mode not only freezes time in its place, but also grants me the ability to move assets around within the photo, to change the lighting, to add filters, stickers, and even alter the time of day. Sure, we have Photoshop in the real world, but actually stopping time and being able to move around freely to find the best possible angle of that rare bird eating a worm on a tree stump, that would be simply wonderful for those of us who are slight perfectionists. Our penultimate entry this week is something that I strongly advise against in the real world, and that is the rather lax attitude that most video games have to looting. Whether it's pickpocketing the local innkeeper while his back is turned for the large pouch of gold he has, relieving that rather dead-looking goblin of his shiny gems, or just simply finding a nice, uninhabited house in the local town and removing everything of value from within to flog at the local markets, video games do rather encourage what in real life would be considered significant criminal activity. Imagine being on your way to do the weekly food shop and you spot a big red treasure chest containing some emeralds, potions and a rather large warhammer. You would assume that you had walked into the middle of someone's movie shoot or a LARP event and probably would shuffle on your merry way, rather than assuming possession is 9/10 of the law and pocketing the goodies for yourself. Still, it would be nice to find some random boxes of loot just lying around and being consequence free. And finally, is what for me would be the greatest superpower from the world of gaming. Dialogue options popping up when I have a major life decision to make. Games like Life is Strange, Cyberpunk 2077 and the excellent Mass Effect trilogy are the masters of conversational gameplay, with the latter even being so kind as to sort out all of the dialogue options into good, neutral and bad responses. I need this in my life. Video games make it really obvious to the player what the likely impact and outcome of the dialogue choices will be. They give you time to consider which option will be the most beneficial, and on the off chance that you do muck it all up and accidentally send a party member down a path of self-destruction, you can simply reload and try the conversation all over again. Alas, real life has no do-over button, but in a way, it's why games can never truly match the real thing. As a wise man once told me, this life is no dress rehearsal, but it is an audition. Our choices matter, and because nothing lasts forever, in reality, it means that it's both very special and really rather beautiful. And there we go guys, those were my picks for 7 video game tropes I sometimes wish existed IRL. As always, thank you so much for watching my content. If you do enjoy these videos, please do drop me a like, a share, a subscribe, hit the notification bell to be alerted for whenever we go live with another video. If you have any suggestions for future lists, please comment down below. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, see you bye.